Grace be unto you and peace from God our Father and from the Lord Jesus Christ. I was glad when they said to me, "Let us go into the house of the Lord." I'm Father Steve Sellers, and thank you for tuning in today for this brief daily message of hope. My prayer for you, as always, especially during this weekend, is that you are in a hopeful place now, that you are finding opportunities and occasions to be joyful. And that's really actually what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about how every day can be Thanksgiving. Every day. And that came to my mind because late last night, and I don't remember which broadcaster it was on which network, but I heard one of our broadcasters on one of the national news and opinion and hysterical, chaotic shows that seem to drive up blood pressure even more than they do enthusiasm. But the comment was made, one of the broadcasters quoting our top health officials in the country today, and we know who most of them are, by saying this: we're going to have to be very careful about Thanksgiving this year. And that struck me in a very odd way for a very powerful reason. Now, they were talking about the Thanksgiving holiday, but we're living in a time when so many people are depressed and angry, and I took it a different way. We have to be careful about giving thanks, and that's wrong. We do not have to be careful about giving thanks, and we don't have to be careful about Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is good for our soul, and we must be grateful people with thankful hearts all the time. We have to, because we're being bombarded by negativity and pain and sorrow and depression all the time. And I remembered, it was one of my professors, and I don't know whether it was one of my, I think it was one of my graduate professors in psychology, somewhere along the line, who said, you can't be hateful and grateful at the same time. That somehow there is a mutual exclusion in our bodies that will not allow us to be grateful and hateful at the same time, because they're mutually exclusive. Now, that doesn't take into account, I know, and I've studied long enough to know that there are people who have clinical depression, and that's a medical condition. That's not just reacting to circumstances. That's a different thing entirely. But for those of us who are not clinically depressed, we've got to be thankful and grateful. Otherwise, we buy into all the news today that is hateful. I have never in my life seen more hateful discourse on social media than is happening right now. And of course, we know that social media, which is now engaging in censorship and all of that, is causing great turmoil in our world today. And we have to be careful about letting that swamp over us and come into us and destroy the joy that the Lord has given to us. No, we are to rejoice and give thanks in the little things today, the little things. And we can go searching for things to be joyful for and to be grateful for and to be thankful for. I remember another comment that I wish I knew who said this, because I would certainly give them credit for it, whoever they are, that we are to enjoy and treasure the little things. We are to enjoy and treasure the little things. For one day we may look back and realize that they were the big things. That is so unbelievably true. I've lived long enough now where I look back and see little things in my life that I should have been grateful for and I should have been thankful for, because they were big things, and we treat them casually as though they're unimportant or trivial. And we have to be careful about that. So much is being trivialized today in the wave of this hatefulness that's bombarding and cascading over our country. We have to be careful to remember the little things and to give thanks for them, because we can't be grateful and hateful at the same time. And of course, people are preparing for Thanksgiving and they're preparing for family gatherings, and you understand why those medical professionals who are the gloom and doomers, some of them, not all of them, but some of them are warning about big gatherings at Thanksgiving. Well, that's what they do. We are grateful people, and that's what we do. We give thanks to God for all that we have. We came into this world with nothing. When we were born, we had nothing really with us, nothing, just us. And what a treasure we are when we're born to our parents. And when we leave this world and we die, we leave with nothing. So in a sense, everything we have, every single thing, every little thing, every trivial thing is a gift from God. We didn't earn it. We didn't deserve it. It was ours. It came to us. Now, some people, of course, were born in different circumstances than others. And we're working on helping with that, because we must reach out, which is our summons as Christians and as Catholics to the poor. There's the preferential option for the poor. We must take care of the poor among us. It's not an option for us. Jesus in Matthew 25 gave us our marching orders. We are to seek out and serve the least of his children. And he mentions the hungry, the thirsty, the naked, the strangers, those who are sick, and those who are in prison. He mentions those specifically, and he's talking about the homeless, and he's talking about those on the margins of society. We are to serve them, and that's not an option. We reach out and we care for them, because Jesus said, when we care for the least of his children, we're caring for him. We serve him by serving the least of those around us. We're not just friendly and compassionate to those who are near and dear to us, but we're caring and compassionate to those who have far less than we do. And we give thanks for what we have, because we are thankful people. We are grateful people. And we run our gratitude lists every day, knowing that when we let the hate come into us, and you can tell when there's hate there because there's anger there. Where you see hatred, you see anger, you see venom, you see poison when you see hatefulness. And we're seeing it all around us, and we're not going there. That's not an option for us either. We are grateful, and we have grateful hearts and thankful hearts to God for all things. And I was thinking this morning when I got up, first of all, I played this little hymn of thankfulness. This is a wonderful hymn. It's called "Come Ye Thankful People Come." And the words were written by Henry Alford in the middle of the 19th century. And the music is St. George's Windsor song, and the music was written by George Elvey, also in the middle of the 19th century. And it just simply says, "Come ye thankful people, come. Raise the song of harvest home. All is safely gathered in, ere the winter storms begin. God our Maker doth provide for our wants to be supplied. To God's own temple come, raise the song of harvest home." Now this, of course, is a Thanksgiving hymn. And do we sing it only at Thanksgiving, on Thanksgiving Day? No. My point today is every day can be Thanksgiving for us if we want. And it should be. Every day can be a day of Thanksgiving for us. And I came across another ancient hymn this morning, a hymn that is actually a psalm. That was the entrance song sung as the ancient Hebrew people entered the temple for their worship there. And the temple worship was marked by singing and rejoicing and loud shouts of praise, as exemplified in Psalm 95. And I encourage you, if you read the daily offices, you read this every morning. You read this in the invitatory, because it is how we begin the day, with thankful hearts, just like the worshipers at the temple in Jerusalem did, 3,000 years ago. And here's what it says: "Come, come, let us sing to the Lord. Let us shout for joy to the rock of our salvation. Let us come before him with thanksgiving and raise a loud shout to him with songs. For the Lord is a great God, a great King above all gods. In his hand are the caverns of the earth, and the heights of the hills are his also. The sea is his, and he made it, and his hands have formed the dry land. Come, let us bow down and bend the knee, and kneel before the Lord our Maker. For he is our God, and we are the people of his pasture, and the sheep of his care. Oh, that today you would hearken your voices to him. Come, let us sing to the Lord. Let us give thanks to God today. Let today be a day of thanksgiving for us, and let every day be a day of thanksgiving as we give thanks to God for the little things in our lives and the big things, but especially for the little things, because one day we may look back and realize that those were the big things. I hope you have a blessed day today and that you find opportunities all day long to be joyful and thankful. And I will see you at Mass tomorrow. God bless you.